Hi everyone, welcome to the weekly review on the NZX 50. Hey, before I jump across, just remember this is for educational purposes only. It's certainly not intended to be, excuse me, it's not intended to be any personalised financial advice. For that, you will need to go and talk to your own advisor. This is just me giving you my views on what's happened in the past week for the main board for the New Zealand Stock Exchange. So we'll take a look. Right, here you can see I've got the main indices up for the S&P 50, so the New Zealand Stock Exchange, the top 50 companies. And great news, we had a positive week last week, which is really, really good to see. If you're into reading candlesticks, this last one that we can see here for last week is a very positive indicator. You can see a small wick down the bottom, but the main body of that candle is green. So, it's just popped up because I'm recording this at just before 10 o'clock on Monday morning. So pre-trading has started. Oh, excuse me. That's what that little line is. So going back to the candlestick for last week, the bottom line of the candlestick is where the market opened for the week. The top line is actually where the market closed for the week. And as you can see, it's pretty solid, even though there was a little bit of a tail there. But what that indicates is that there's a lot more buying pressure than selling pressure. And that's a very, very good sign for the market. You can also see down here, the volume was up a little bit more, which again is great. Whereas the previous 2 weeks, we had a bit of a sell-off. And if you've been a regular watcher of this, that can be quite normal because the market has been performing quite strongly, especially for the last 2 years. So it can be quite normal for a market to reach its highs, and then there can be profit taking. So people start to get nervous thinking, oh, is this the top? Are we going to be in for a downturn? All of those sorts of fear emotions start to creep in. And that's why you can quite often see some sell-off. It hasn't concerned me. Like I said, this last week has been great. It's been positive. Obviously, I'm not going to predict what's going to happen in the future. This is just looking at what perhaps the charts are telling me at the moment. So I would certainly be happy to be looking for opportunities within the main board of the NZX 50, looking for individual companies. Upon saying that, of course, I haven't identified any new signals that I would like to put into my portfolio at this stage. Certainly holding the handful that I've got. I've probably got about half a dozen. Certainly monitoring those, and they've been performing well. There's obviously been some ups and downs, but on the whole, I've been getting very, very good performance out of them. So let's take a look at the indicators, the moving average. So we'll pop the 30 potential moving average on there. And we'll also pop. So you can see here that basically the week before last, sure, we saw a couple of weeks of sell-off. It's come back really close to that 15-week moving average, and that's where we've rebounded off it again. So those are still, that's a very, very good sign because these moving averages are still moving up, which is great. And to have a good, strong buying week is a really good positive outcome for the markets. Just underneath here, the ATR, which is the average trading range or the average true range, that gives you an idea as to how much movement there could be within, in this example, the main board within a week. And that started to turn down, which means that there is going to be less volatility in the market at the moment than where it was headed before. I mean, we're still relatively highish, but you can see that it sort of reached a high of about 260, 266, something around there, and it's now dropped down to about 247. So that means that on average in a week, you could see the market sort of move by around sort of $250 in a week. That's not set in stone though, because this is a moving target as well. But it just means to me that there's a little bit less volatility, which is great. Other than that, I mean, well, I won't get too much more into any of these other indicators, being the MACD or the RSI, but they're both showing good positive indicators for me. So I'm, to be honest, quite excited about the New Zealand market. Let's take a look at the 5-year and see how we're going. So like I've said before, the main board of the NZX 50 just over 13,000, and that was back in January 2001. So we're getting really quite close to that, which is pretty exciting. As you can see, we're about 400 odd points away from those highs. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of happens in the future. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. I'll just stop sharing my screen. Like I say, it is good for the market. Only time will tell. And hey, next week I could be having a completely different conversation, but it certainly is good positive indicators. I hope you're getting some value out of this. Remember to like, subscribe, share. The more people that engage with me with these videos, the more it is easier for me to make them for you and hopefully educate you. So again, any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help. Thanks.